We all know the wolf, right? It's the legendary apex killer, built for the kill, armed with 400 pounds per square inch of crushing jaw pressure. It's got thick, sub-zero armor and the unmatched tactical intelligence of a coordinated pack. For centuries, mountain lore has warned us that absolutely nothing survives a hungry wolf. But look up. High above those razor-sharp peaks, in that thin, freezing air where we'd struggle just to take a breath, there's a different kind of shadow watching. A predator that doesn't have a heavy pack to back it up. Doesn't weigh 80 or 100 pounds. Actually, it weighs just 12 pounds. It's a mere fraction of the wolf's mass. To the untrained eye, it's just a bird, feathers and wind. But in less than 3 seconds, this avian assassin is going to commit to a mathematical suicide mission.
It's gonna do the unthinkable. It's going to hunt down, overpower, and just break a fully grown apex wolf. So how on earth does a 12-pound bird systematically dismantle an animal 3, 4, even 5 times its size? What kind of biological mechanics allow delicate feathers to crush solid bone? Well, in this explainer, we're stepping right into the death zone of the skies. We're going to uncover the terrifying evolution, the lethal physics, and the ancient human alliance behind nature's most impossible aerial hunter.
Part 1. Physics of the death dive. Overcoming the mass deficit.
Think about a ground predator for a second. When a lion hunts a buffalo, it relies on muscular force and raw leverage. It's a grinding, exhausting, brutal wrestling match. But an eagle absolutely cannot wrestle. If it stays on the ground, a wolf is going to tear it apart in seconds. No contest. So its primary weapon isn't muscle at all. It is weaponized kinetic energy. The eagle knows it can't win a ground war, so it brings the war to the sky.
Because its mass is locked in at just 12 pounds, evolution had to maximize this bird's velocity. When it locks onto a target, it doesn't just fly down. It commits to a terminal dive known as a stoop. It tucks those massive wings incredibly tight against its aerodynamic body and literally transforms from a bird into a living organic missile. Falling through gravity, it accelerates at a terrifying rate, hitting speeds of 150 to nearly 200 miles per hour. And this basic equation explains exactly why that speed is so absolutely lethal. Kinetic energy equals mass times velocity squared. Because velocity is squared here, doubling the speed doesn't just double the impact, it quadruples it. Imagine dropping a 12-pound iron anvil from the top of a skyscraper straight onto a target. When that eagle strikes the back of a wolf at 150 miles per hour, the initial kinetic shockwave alone is enough to completely fracture the wolf's shoulder blades. It feels less like an animal attack and honestly more like a car crash coming from above.
Part 2. Biomechanics of the kill. Feathers crushing bone.
Now, if the eagle hesitates for even a split second after that initial crash, the stunned wolf is going to snap its fragile neck. To make sure that doesn't happen, nature equipped the golden eagle with a horrifying piece of biological hardware. Its hind talon can grow up to 3 inches in length. Let me put that into perspective for you. That is the exact same size as the claws of a massive grizzly bear. And these aren't just sharp needles meant for scratching. Oh no. They are hyper-engineered daggers backed by a specialized tendinous locking mechanism. When the eagle closes its feet, it doesn't just squeeze, it locks.
Look at these numbers. A large domestic dog bites with maybe 200 pounds per square inch of force. A massive mature lion exerts a jaw pressure of about 650 psi. The golden eagle, its feet exert a continuous crushing pressure of over 440 pounds per square inch. Just let that sink in for a second. A 12-pound bird is walking around with a mechanical vice grip that actually rivals the jaws of the world's most feared apex predators. It's insane.
So the crucial point here is that this isn't just a blind grip. It is a targeted execution. When those 3-inch daggers pierce the wolf's thick fur and dense muscle, the eagle is hunting for 2 highly specific lethal zones: the base of the skull or the spinal cord. The pressure is so intensely concentrated that the talons puncture straight through solid bone. They sever the spinal column entirely or shut down the carotid arteries supplying blood to the brain. In literally a matter of seconds, the 90-pound apex predator of the steppes is completely paralyzed.
Part 3. Tactical warfare, the ground combat strategy.
Okay, but what if the initial strike isn't fatal? Well, the battle instantly flips. Remember, an eagle's skeleton is made of hollow, lightweight bones designed for flight, bones that will shatter instantly under those crushing wolf jaws. So, the eagle doesn't just sit there on the thrashing wolf. It uses its massive wings as stabilizers, flapping violently to create a dynamic drag system.
As the wolf runs and spins, the eagle rides it like a seasoned rodeo cowboy, constantly shifting its weight to stay perfectly locked in the wolf's blind spot, right behind its head. And if the struggle is happening on a steep cliffside, the eagle will purposefully drag that wolf toward the edge. It forces the wolf to lose its footing on the jagged rocks and just lets gravity do the heavy lifting. By the time that chaotic descent stops at the bottom of the ravine, the wolf is completely exhausted, broken by the rocks, and entirely at the mercy of the 12-pound titan gripping its spine.
Part 4. The Ancient Human Alliance. Berkutchi Nomad Eagle Hunters.
For literally thousands of years, the Kazakh and Mongolian nomads of the Altai region have allied with the sky to protect their herds from wolves. And as we can see here, they specifically train the female golden eagles. Why? Because the females are significantly larger, heavier, and vastly more aggressive than the males. They train these incredible birds from a very young age. So when a wolf threatens the herd, the hunter releases the female eagle from a high vantage point. Acting as a precision strike weapon, she neutralizes the fast-moving wolf, pinning it right to the frozen earth until her human hunter can arrive on horseback.
But this level of training requires a deeply spiritual bond. The hunter is not the master. He is a partner. This breathtaking phenomenon relies entirely on mutual trust, not dominance. Free from the constraints of fear, the trained eagle views the wolf not just as some random threat, but as a direct target, protecting her human partner's livelihood in those freezing wastes.
When we think of true power in the animal kingdom, we almost always default to the heavyweights, don't we? The pure muscle of bears, the massive frames of tigers. We just assume power is a direct reflection of physical mass. But the golden eagle completely shatters that illusion. Power isn't always about how much you weigh. It's about the flawless execution of speed. It's about hyper-specialized biological tools. And it is about the sheer, unyielding courage to dive out of the sky and challenge an impossible opponent.
The wolf might confidently rule the dark, frozen paths of the forest floor, but as long as the skies remain wide and open, it will always have to keep one watchful eye turned upward toward the clouds, because in the high altitudes, the ghost of the skies reigns supreme. Tell me, if you were out in the open steppes and saw that massive 12-pound shadow circling directly above you, would you look up with admiration or fear? Thank you for joining me for this explainer. Leave a comment below on which impossible predator showdown we should deconstruct next. Stay wild.